On behalf of Mathematics Department, I welcome you all to show our effort in understanding the art integration with experiential learning. Now we will understand this through a PPT.
Today, I am going to discuss art integration with experiential learning. What is experiential learning? Experiential learning is a process through which students develop knowledge, skills, and values from direct experiences outside a traditional academic setting. It encompasses internships, service learning, undergraduate research, study abroad, and other creative and professional work experiences. The experiential learning cycle. Experiential learning style theory is typically represented by a four-stage learning cycle in which the learner touches all the bases. The four stages of learning cycles are as follows. The first one is a concrete experience. The second one is a reflective observation. The third one is abstract conceptualization. The fourth one is active experimentation. First stage is a concrete experience. This stage of the learning cycle emphasizes personal involvement with people in everyday situations. In this stage, the learner would tend to rely more on feelings than on a systematic approach to problems and situations. In a learning situation, the learner relies on the ability to be open-minded and adaptable to change. For example, a young man performs an initial interview for the first time. Second stage is a reflective observation. In this stage of the learning cycle, people understand ideas and situations from different points of view. In a learning situation, the learner would rely on patience, objectivity, and careful judgment, but would not necessarily take any action. The learner would rely on their own thoughts and feelings in forming opinions. In the example, after finishing, the young man reflects on what they did, makes observations, and discusses how they went with the interviewer. Third stage is an abstract conceptualization. In this stage, learning involves using theories, logic, and ideas rather than feelings to understand problems or situations. Typically, the learner relies on systematic planning and develops theories and ideas to solve problems. In the example, the young man then thinks about the interview process and their performance and tries to make links between previous experience of interviewing and any theories or knowledge they can apply. Fourth stage is an active experimentation. Learning in this stage takes an active form, experimenting with changing situations. The learner would take a practical approach and be concerned with what really works as opposed to simply watching the situation. In the example, the young man considers ways to improve and tries out methods and strategies based on the previous stages of the cycle. Now let us see some examples related to 4 stages of the above cycles. Projects, puzzles, and games make excellent concrete experiences. Even adults like to play a little bit, and such activities provide an opportunity to experience the need to use the learning that is taking place. Examples of concrete terms include spoon, table, velvet, eye patch, nose ring, sinus mask, green, hot, walking. Because these terms refer to objects or events, we can see or hear or feel or taste or smell. Their meanings are pretty stable. A concrete example is an example that can be touched or sensed as opposed to an abstract example which can't be. Let us say that I am trying to describe addition. An abstract example of addition is something like this. When we add, we are taking the value of one set and increasing it by the value of another set to achieve a sum. Now, here is a concrete example. When we add the numbers 1 and 2, we can take one coin to represent the 1 and 2 coins to represent the 2 and put them together so we count the coins 1, 2, 3 and so on. Here 3 coins is the sum of 1 coin added to 2 coins. Reflective observation. Thinking about riding and watching another person ride a bike. Abstract conceptualization. Understanding the theory and having a clear grasp of the biking concept. Active experimentation. Leaping on the bike and have a go at it. Now, let us talk about 4 styles of learning. First one is diverging, preference for feeling and watching. Second one is assimilating, preference for thinking and watching. Third one is converging, preference for thinking and doing. Fourth one is accommodating, preference for feeling and doing. That said, everyone responds to and needs the stimulus of all types of learning styles to one extent or another. It is a matter of tailoring the experience to best fit with a given situation and the student's learning style preferences. Principals, teachers, team leaders, and supervisors need to be able to identify and adapt to the presenting situation in order to develop and apply the preferred as well as non-preferred learning styles adapted to the team member they are responsible for. Now let us talk about advantages of experiential learning in traditional classroom. Ability to immediately apply knowledge. Experiential learning is an opportunity for learners to apply what they have been taught to solve real-world challenges. Learners test their understanding of underlying principles, processes, and procedures and can experiment and adopt their practice to achieve best outcomes. Access to real-time coaching and feedback. Achieving expertise requires practice and focused coaching based on what is observed during practice. Every experiential learning activity should include a debriefing session where learners receive feedback and coaching from experts and fellow team members. Now let us see art integration with experiential learning. Few examples are tessellation, mandala painting, valley art. Art is a pedagogical tool for experiential and joyful learning. Mathematics is a subject that enhances visualization skills. An important part of mathematics is observing beautiful patterns around us. So today we are going to explore some beautiful pattern by learning a chapter polygon in mathematics. Department of Mathematics has tried to make an attempt to adopt art as an integral part of teaching and learning process through a role play.
Through a role play.
सब कट कर देना इसको।
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, this is maths period, but I am watching that something you are carrying. So maybe we will do some activity of maths in maths.
Please sit down, please sit down. You get it right. I'm carrying the chart papers and color pencils. Today, children, will be learning maths along with art. Let's begin. So today's lesson is polygon. You'll all have seen and you'll all recognize shapes like triangle, rectangle, square, etc. Now in this class, we are going to move ahead. We are going to discuss about what more. So here, poly means many, gon means besides. So we are going to discuss about polygon, that is many-sided closed figure. So if we have a five-sided figure, we call it a pentagon. And if we have a six-sided figure, we call it a hexagon. Now, we are going to study about regular and irregular polygons. Polygons are said to be regular when the sides, all the sides are of same length, that is same measure. And if the sides are not of same length, we call it a regular polygon. We are going to explore more about these polygons and its properties by integrating art. And that art form is tessellation.
Tessellation? What is tessellation, ma'am?
Well, yes, in honeycomb we find tessellation. You can see hexagons there, all closely packed. This is one very good example of tessellation. Any other? Pineapple, yes, that's very good example. And then we do find tessellation in flowers, and we do find tessellation in reptiles also. So like in snakes, etc. And yes, tortoise also you can see on the slide there. So these are some of the tessellation that we find around and near us in nature. Now today, children, to study more about the properties of these various shapes and properties of shapes and angles, etc., we are going to learn more with the help of hands-on activity. So I would like one to help me. I'll be distributing triangles, all these various shapes, and you will have to form tessellations out of it. Since you have understood tessellation now. Now you have been given triangles, cutouts and cutouts of all these various shapes. You have to arrange them to form a tessellation. Ma'am, I have a doubt. Can we use irregular shapes also? Yes, tessellations can be formed by irregular shapes also. It's not necessary that it has to be a regular polygon. No, you can form. So let me try for that. That's very nice. Use your creativity and go ahead.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
You have made it. Okay, very nice. That's good. Yes, you have done. Okay. Now, I'll first start with the basic shape. That is a triangle. Yes.
I have made two tessellations, triangle triangles. The first one is made by isosceles triangles, and others two are made by equilateral triangles.
That's very nice. Wonderful. This is the shape. This is the tessellation. That means the student has joined all these shapes to form a tessellation. Now, from here, all of you just observe this. You can have a look that side, or you can see on this. Just observe any other shape. Can you see in this tessellation?
Yes, ma'am.
You can see a hexagon. You can see a hexagon.
Trapezium.
You can see a rhombus. You can
Trapezium.
see a parallelogram. That's very nice from this side.
Trapezium.
You can see a trapezium. So see one parallelogram. That's very good. So one tessellation has given shapes to many other types of polygon. Now, who has got rectangle and square?
I made this using the rectangles and the squares.
Okay, so this is a simple tessellation which a student has made where squares and rectangles are placed in this order to cover up the entire space. This is another good example of tessellation. Hexagon.
I made this honeycomb using the hexagon.
Yes, this is another very nice, beautiful pattern, and by joining hexagon, which a student has made. Now, anyone has pentagon? Who has pentagon? Did you get tessellation? This is not a tessellation, though it is a beautiful pattern. This also you have tried to make. This is a beautiful pattern, but this is not a tessellation because of the space. So from here we conclude that, yes, very good, that's very nice. So you have started using your imagination and logic now. Now yes, this is what I was going to say, that here we are going to conclude that not all regular polygons tessellate. We have seen that pentagon doesn't tessellate, and as a matter of fact, only square and hexagon and equilateral triangle, these are the three regular polygons that tessellate. And as far as irregular are concerned, we can just arrange them because of irregular size, we can form tessellations. So that was very nice. Now, why this is not a tessellation? The reason is that there is a gap. The rule for tessellation is that there should not be any gap. So, a beautiful pattern here also is made, but there is a gap, so it is not a tessellation. Now, anyone else?
Yes, ma'am. I have made this by using square, triangle, and hexagon.
Yes, beautiful. This is another beautiful pattern. Here, tessellation is formed by a combination of shapes. The student has used hexagon, square, and triangles to form this shape. Now, I would just like to know, you have created a tessellation, no doubt. Can you see any other polygon which I have not discussed in the class? Yes, outside, how many sides are there? 12 sides. So it's a polygon of 12 sides and it is known as dodecahedron. So see how we are moving now ahead with the chapter. Alright, anyone with irregular shape?
Yes, ma'am, I have made it. I want to show it on the board, ma'am.
Yes, sure, you can explain it on the board. That's a beautiful pattern. That's a beautiful irregular shaped tessellation. Ma'am?
Ma'am, I have taken a square, then I have taken two semicircles like this, and I have cut them, and I have pasted them here, like this.
Wonderful.
So this is tessellation.
So this is a stencil that you have prepared, and then you have used this stencil to prepare the tessellation. That's wonderful. That's very creative of you, and I wish to give you a hug, but because of social distancing, we'll have to maintain a distance. So please, thank you so much. Another thing, yes, another important thing, you can use this creativity of yours to explore more and more areas and fields of your choice. Like, for example, tiles designing. So like this, there are many fields and areas open for you to use this basic knowledge, basic shapes of in mathematics can be used. That's well done, very good. Now, another important thing that I would like to discuss is about these tessellation. Yes, if you see here, the triangle one, if you see this hexagon, if all of you can see, imagine these to be equilateral triangles, and each angle of an equilateral triangle is 60 degree, and all these angles when added together will give you 360 degree. 360 degree angle. So a complete angle is formed. So whenever a complete angle is formed at any point of a tessellation, of a pattern, then that pattern is called tessellation. So you can observe here that everywhere 360 degree angle is formed. Again, in case of square
and rectangle, the shape which one of the students prepared. Each angle is 90 degree. When you add them together, it is 360 degree. So it is a tessellation. Now let us come to pentagon. Now in pentagon, what is one interior angle? 108. It is 108. So 108 3 times will give you 324 degree. So this is not equal to 360 degree. So complete angle is not formed. So hence no tessellation. Right? So here we have studied and we have today explored about an art, a new art, with the help of which we have explored new shapes. Now I would like your feedback. How did you like the class? How did you, and I want to know what did you gain out of this?
Today's class is very good, and from this class we have learned about various geometrical regular and irregular figures around us, and using them how we can make tessellation, what are basic geometrical concepts used in this tessellation, and also how different patterns can be developed using regular and irregular shapes of geometry. So this is very, very interesting and very important.
So you found this outcome to be very interesting. That means I was able and successfully able to convey my lesson to you. That's wonderful. Now let me
Yes,
sit.
ma'am. Thank you.
No, ma'am, unit tests are going on.
But assignment is a must. So today's assignment is that you have to prepare tessellation using any shape, regular or irregular. Use your creativity to form beautiful patterns, and as a project it will be evaluated. And now one more homework. Today, ma'am.
No, ma'am, only one is sufficient for today.
No, this is just not done. One.
Today only UT finished, ma'am. We are
Examinations are over, no? So you are tension free. Now you again back to normal studies. So today you are going to explore names of polygons from having sides 11 to 20. So you can search, explore and enjoy your learning. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.